Almost.
Okay.
Now?
Okay, never mind.
Is there something you want to say before you go on?
Yeah, it's fine. I'll ask you later.
Oh, it's for me. You nervous, Nancy?
Cold.
Cold. Hey, Nancy, how are you in there and over here at the same time? That's amazing. Okay.
Okay.
We're ICRT FM 100 Taipei, Taichung, and Gaoxiong. Your news, Taiwan and the world.
Good afternoon, it's 4 o'clock. I'm Nancy Sun with the top of the hour news. There are high hopes for the US-Taiwan Defense Industry Conference, which kicked off in Gaoxiong today. The chairman of the US-Taiwan Business Council says that under cooperative efforts, the Taiwan and the US defense industries can advance to a new level, and they will take the opportunity provided by this conference to look to the future of an integrated supply chain with the rest of the world. Economics Minister Shen Rongjun says that he hopes the conference will help increase cooperation between the two countries and that Taiwan can achieve greater defense autonomy through its programs to develop indigenous aircraft and naval vessels. Technology developments could affect the wider society too, and Shen says he hopes certain technologies produced in concert with the U.S. will also find a place on the broader consumer market. The meeting aims to address three main topics: shipbuilding, information security, and aerospace. Meanwhile, protesters have gathered outside the conference in opposition to military purchases, shouting slogans like, "If we don't buy weapons, we don't need to slash pensions." Meanwhile, police have busted a bank card fraud ring. Miaoli County Police say they have arrested 6 youths for making withdrawals from their victims' bank accounts. The group reportedly made 122 such withdrawals across a period of 8 days, stealing 1.63 million NT from dozens of victims. Police are now looking for the mastermind behind this ring. They remind the public that rewards of up to 10,000 NT are available for reports leading to the arrest of fraud ring members. And Taipei police are on the hunt for a shooter. The incident happened near a bar in the early hours of this morning, with video footage showing several drivers getting into an altercation. The driver of one vehicle threw a flare at another, prompting someone to get out bearing a gun and opening fire on the first car. The shots caused nearby pedestrians to scatter, and cars took off as well. In investigating the case, police found the flare and 4 shell casings at the scene. They say they have identified the cars involved from video footage and are now searching for the perpetrators. In international news, U.S. President Donald Trump is thanking North Korea's Kim Jong-un for releasing 3 Americans from captivity, saying he believes Kim wants to reach an agreement on denuclearizing the Korean peninsula. Welcoming the 3 Americans at a military base outside Washington, Trump says of Kim, "I really think he wants to do something." Trump says he will not disclose whether he will have any personal conversations with Kim as they prepare for their historic summit in the coming weeks. And the White House says the 3 former detainees will be transported to Walter Reed National Military Medical Center for further evaluations and medical treatment. And Indian police have arrested a man and his son for duping a businessman by claiming that the two worked for the American space agency NASA. The men were nabbed wearing spacesuits made out of aluminum tin foil. Our India correspondent Neha Punya has more.
The two accused allegedly convinced the Delhi businessman to buy a copper plate for $200,000. They claimed this copper plate had special properties and told him he could sell it to NASA for a profit. The men were arrested after the businessman complained to the police. Photos and videos of the father and son dressed in silver space suits being escorted by officials have now gone viral in India. Neha Punya.
And back here in Taiwan and looking at the weather across the island this afternoon, We can expect partly cloudy to partly clear skies in the north and center, cloudy skies in most of the east, and partly cloudy skies with occasional showers or thunderstorms in the south. Current temperatures now: Taipei 25, Taichung 29, Gaoxiong 26, and Hualien 25. And that was the ICRT News at 4 with me, Nancy Sun.
Tuning in for Easy News on
Yay!
Hello, Nancy.
Hi!
Good cast.
Hi. Thank you.
Nancy, I love you.
You're just making that up.
No, someone said,
really?
Nancy, I love
Really?
you. Yeah.
Wow.
You know I would never say anything like that to you.
That is true. Yeah, I'm just waiting for the marriage proposal now.
Easy.
Yeah. Here we go. Hi. Oh, Ling Huo Wang. Hi. Good
Okay.
to see you.
So, today is Thursday, May 10th, and I know it's Thursday because I thought it was Wednesday, and Joey corrected me just now on the midday show.
All right.
So, no questions just yet. Guys, if you have any questions about today's news or anything,
Ugh.
hello, Xiao Xin Yao. Is that what it is?
I think so. Yes.
Yeah, if you guys have any questions, 如果你们对今天的新闻或是 you know, you have a question for Nancy, you know, just ask
or a
it.
marriage proposal.
Or a marriage proposal, 有什么任何问题的话，或者是什么任何要求的话，可以尽量在我们 Facebook 上提，然后我回你。Anyway, let's look at the first piece of news that came out.
Yes.
Politicians hope US-Taiwan Defense Industry Conference can bring Taiwan closer to the world.
That is a very long title for a very simple story. It's
So
a big
what-
story, though.
What story is this? Let's talk to me.
Okay, so basically there's this thing happening in Gaoxiong started today, and it's called the US-Taiwan Defense Industry Conference, and it's basically where defense industry manufacturers, experts, you know, researchers, whatever, they come together for this conference and they talk shop, basically. And the reason this is a big deal, Stephen Lin says, yo, why is there no image?
Well, it's on your phone.
You're not getting this.
You're not getting a beautiful face.
No, I can see it on my phone.
Lord knows it's not my face.
Nah. No, that's weird.
Okay,
Right.
so
Continuing
is
on.
this conference,
Yeah.
because there's a lot, U.S. and Taiwan relations are complicated.
Right.
This is just for U.S. and Taiwan companies to work together. This conference.
That is technically true. As I was saying, this conference is a big deal because this event has been happening for years, since 2002. So for 15 years, 16 years. But the big deal for this year is that it's the first time it's happening in Taiwan. It used to always happen in the U.S., like in New Jersey, in Virginia, like different states. And so this is the first time that this conference has come to Taiwan. And Taiwan, I think Taiwan made the case for this to happen in Taiwan last year, saying that, you know, the manufacturers should get a tour and should see the local market and get a feel for what the industry is capable of here on the island. Yeah, so this is weapons manufacturers meeting, but of course there are going to be officials from both sides here. The story, I've looked around for this information. I didn't see the specific names of specific like U.S. government officials. But from Taiwan, the economics minister is there. It's co-hosted by the US-Taiwan Business Council and the Taiwan Defense Industry Development Association.
Does this have anything to do with the Taiwan Travel Act coming into play?
Well, a lot of people are saying that because the Taiwan Travel Act has been approved, they were expecting this year that more high-level U.S. officials would come. I haven't seen any specific names, though. So it's a 5-day conference, and we're thinking, you know, there might be more information coming out as the event progresses.
And it starts when?
It starts today, and it's going to last for 5 days.
Oh, okay.
So they said the most important aspects of this conference, they're going to be focusing on technical things. And then in the future, possibly this year, there will be a second part to this conference, but that's going to be hosted again in the U.S. And then that's going to focus more on defense industry policies between the U.S. and Taiwan. So that's more like the politics part of it.
Hello, Lin Nengqi.
Hi there.
Okay,
Hope the image is back.
anything talking about any more purchases, F-35s, Apache helicopters.
Right. There's been no specific purchases mentioned, but the stories say that there are 300 international and local manufacturers who are attending. So companies like Lockheed Martin, everybody knows. Raytheon, I haven't heard of this, but apparently it's a major U.S. Military weapon supplier.
Okay.
And British Aerospace too. So not all entirely U.S.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, I think the government is wanting to push the local defense industry as something that, you know, could bring Taiwan greater autonomy, but also could potentially give us something to export and sell to the global market as well.
Hong Dong, good to see you.
Hi.
Yeah, let's leave that one now. I mean,
All
I know
right.
there's a lot of tension right now with military. And, Katrina
Yeah.
Tai, hello from Queenstown, New Zealand.
What?
Well,
New Zealand?
welcome.
Hi.
Welcome from New Zealand. If you have
Hi.
any questions, Katrina, regarding anything,
Yeah,
go ahead and leave that. We're just talking about Taiwan news today, but if you want to ask us about the weather or Nancy's glasses,
Oh, the weather.
yeah. It's all right, though.
Okay.
Okay, next one is police have busted a bank card fraud ring.
Yeah.
Is this a 诈骗集团, as they call it?
It is part of a 诈骗集团. So basically, these people, they're the 车手. They're the people who actually go and make the runs and try to take money out of ATMs. So it doesn't specifically say how they got that information, but I'm assuming these fraud rings have their ways. These 6 young people made 122 withdrawals over 8 days. So that's 1.63 million NT, 163万.
Stephen Lin says, I don't think our Ministry of Defense would purchase new defensive aviation since further maintenance would burn a buttload of cash. And I think he's right. I mean, I don't know. How is Taiwan's... Do you know anything of Taiwan's military budget, defense spending?
I don't know exactly what the number is, but I know that, you know, with increased cross-strait tensions and stuff, it seems like every country in the world is stepping up their defense budget.
Yeah.
You know, not to mention the U.S. and China. I think China has like the biggest increase to its defense, like weapon spending budget this year. So, excuse me. So that puts a lot of pressure on other countries in the region.
Gotcha.
And around the world.
All right, we have Amit.
Hi from math class.
Negi.
What are you saying,
Julianne
Julianne?
Chu from math class. She's watching us from math class.
That better be on silent.
If you...
I'll have to mime the news.
If she's listening from math class and on her smartphone, she's gonna end up like me in a radio job.
hey!
I'm just saying the truth. Okay.
There's more important skills. Okay.
So this bank card
Right.
fraud ring, really
Right.
quickly, did they steal bank cards, or what's the deal? They actually steal the card, or do they hack, or do they...
I think they trick their victims into giving them their numbers in some way, like say, you know, like one of those. I'm sure we've all gotten these calls. Not if you're in New Zealand, like some of our listeners, but those calls saying like, you know, your bank account number, it has been emptied because, you know, and you're suspected of fraud because yada yada yada. You need to turn over your account information to the police, yada yada yada, and then they somehow trick you into giving them
1.63 million NT, and they say, how old are these kids? Do you know? 6 youths is what they say.
Under 18.
Really?
Yeah, and they're just the runners. They're the people who, you know, actually physically go try to get the money, but police are still looking for the person who runs the ring.
They remind the public that rewards of up to 10,000 NT are available for reports up to 10,000 NT. If they're taking millions of NT, I bet they could spend more money
To recruit more?
or to not have these people turn them in. But that's just me saying.
I don't know. And I think these rings specifically target like young people who are vulnerable or, you know, don't understand that this way to make a quick buck is a one-way ticket to
Fang
jail.
Weixiang says, hi from the hot tub. What are you doing in the hot tub, man? The weather's getting hot.
Yeah, okay, right.
Okay. Taipei police are on the hunt for a shooter. Walk me through this, Nancy. What happened?
Okay.
Gun violence in Taiwan is...
Sort of kind of rare.
Yeah.
This has been cycling through the news since earlier today. They're thinking it's an altercation between people who, I don't know, were looking for revenge or got into some kind of like conflict or
Is
whatever.
this a gang war going on?
Five cars involved, and then it happened. They stopped at an intersection, and then the driver of one car threw a flare at the other car.
Like one of those road flares?
One of those, it looks kind of like a torch. It's like that.
Yeah.
And then it's got a little bolt thing
What would
at the
that
top.
be in Chinese? Like a 警告火指示灯 or something like that.
Uh,
That sounds dangerous. It's the thing. Okay, if you've seen the movie Jurassic Park, it's the thing the guy shoots at the T-Rex to get its attention.
Bigger than that,
Yeah.
yes. But yes. Oh my god, that's such a classic. Anyway, and then so they got into an altercation, and then the car that got the flare thrown at it, that driver or that passenger got out and shot a gun. So this person had a gun. And then everybody freaked out and ran, and then somebody called the police, obviously. And by the time the police arrived, all that was left was, some broken glass, the flare, and 4 shell casings.
Anybody injured that we know of?
Nobody injured that we know of.
Okay.
Okay, oh, that's in the Songshan district on Keelung.
Oh, Joey lives near there.
Oh, God.
Joey and Yvonne lives near there. I wonder if they heard any
They are
gunshots
not
in the middle of the night.
suspected in the case.
Oh, I would suspect Joey in a heartbeat.
Fang Wei-xiang says, North and South Korea have reached a consensus to end the long-standing war, but I think Taiwan is hard to plow a similar furrow.
So
Ooh.
it's going to be hard to, yeah. So I think this is going to talk about this next story we have here.
Yeah. That was my cue. Sorry. So the next story is probably the biggest story of the hour. North Korea earlier today, released 3 American prisoners. And these prisoners have arrived in the U.S. So they touched down just about an hour earlier, and then the President Donald Trump was there to greet them. So the president and the first lady boarded the medical plane, and they must have talked to the 3 Americans. And then now the Americans are en route to a medical hospital where they will be evaluated. But overall, they seem to be in good health.
Are there any more prisoners, or were these like the only 3 American prisoners that were in North Korea?
No. There's more. Excuse me. There's more American prisoners, and actually, this comes on the tail of another American prisoner, Otto Warmbier. He was released in June 2017, but his case was very, very different because he actually died a few days after he was released and after he came back to the States. North Korea claims that he got sick, but it looked like he had severe brain damage, and there was never like a final ruling on what exactly happened to him. And his parents are actually trying to sue North Korea for what happened. I think they're just trying to, keep publicity on the case and make sure everybody remembers North Korea and its record on human rights.
And I think he does have a point. If we want to bring the North and South Korean war got brought to an end abruptly. What was it, 2 weeks ago? A week ago?
Technically, they're still at war.
I thought they signed a peace treaty.
It wasn't an official peace. It was like an agreement to work towards peace, but I don't think it's the official end.
Oh, is that right?
Is it? We'll double check.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's my understanding of things. Shows you how much I know.
Yeah.
But Fang Weixiang says, I think he thinks Taiwan is it's difficult for Taiwan to follow a similar path, which I would tend to agree with.
It seems like it's a very different case between Taiwan and China and North Korea and South Korea. There are some similarities, but a lot of differences too.
Okay, and the last story for today which is probably my favorite story of the day.
I saw the photo. The photo's gone viral, so you can see it online. I can't believe anybody fell for that.
Yeah. So what happened? To an Indian man and his son came up to a businessman.
They approached a businessman with a piece of copper, with a copper plate, like a hunk of copper, and they covered it with liquefied a magnet or something, so it had magnetic properties, and then iron wires or something, and they said this is a special piece of copper that has been struck by lightning, and then it now has the ability to attract rice.
Rice?
Rice.
Like food rice?
Rice. Yeah, I don't know.
What?
I don't know.
Why is that special to NASA though?
They're saying that if you buy this copper plate, you could potentially sell this extremely rare and special piece of copper to NASA or the Indian Aerospace Agency. And it could be worth $5.5 billion.
So is this businessman American or?
This businessman is Indian.
Okay.
And then apparently like they scheduled these two con artists. They hired a lot of actors and wore like radioactive suits, and then like did videos pretending to work with the metal and do research or whatever. And then the businessman, I think, was thinking about taking the bait, and they scheduled multiple meetings to do experiments on this rare piece of metal. And then obviously those experiments kept getting delayed. They said, oh, the weather's not good today. Oh, the weather's not good this day. And it kept getting delayed, and the businessman became
skeptical.
Suspicious. Yes, and he contacted police, and that's when they got involved.
So did they So they didn't get any money?
No. They didn't
Oh, okay. I thought they successfully sold it to the guy.
They wanted to sell it for $230,000, but they were caught. And then the Indian police had to, I guess, humiliate them. I don't know. They made the suspects, wear the suits that they had fashioned. It's like tinfoil and not at all convincing. And then they, publicized the story. Yeah.
Like, did they have to walk through town square and be like,
no.
Like go on the local
Thrones,
Indian
okay?
MRT? That's what it sounds like.
Shame.
Shame.
No.
Okay. Yeah. So that was okay. I thought he took the bait and he said, "Okay, I'm gonna buy it."
I think he was considering that they scheduled, times to look at experiment with it.
Well,
I didn't check the air quality today.
What's the weather gonna be like? I've heard a lot about plum rain, but
I know.
But there hasn't been any. Well, I don't know.
There has been some plum rain, and I've heard that water in the south, the water situation in the south was kind of tight, and then they got like torrential rain. It was not torrential, heavy rain. There was a heavy rain warning for parts of the central Taiwan and the south, and they did get a lot of rain, and so the water situation has eased somewhat in the south. In the north, like up here in Xinzhuang, it's been pretty much all sunny except for like one bout of thunderstorms.
Okay.
And then tomorrow it's going to start warming up. I mean, we had like really nice, cool weather with a little bit of sunshine, and then tomorrow it's going to be like 30 degrees.
Okay.
Yeah.
30 degrees.
30 degrees.
Oh, gee. All right. Well, not a lot of questions today, I don't think.
Yeah.
You guys have been awfully quiet. 大家都很安静哦，今天. Okay,
it's
I guess.
All really serious, mostly really serious stories.
Really serious stories? I just like the Indian one. Oh, wait. Hi, Nancy.
Okay.
Any question, right?
Oh, hi.
We have two sons.
Oh, okay, wait. Hang on. Okay, I'll read. We have two sons. Wait, this sounds like one of those math problems.
Yeah.
The young one is an SHS boy.
Senior high school?
Oh, thank you. Okay. The big one is a working young boy. He gave his mom a red envelope, 2K.
With words?
Wait, what? With the words... What?
With words Happy Mother's Day.
Thank
So he
you.
wrote Happy Mother's Day on the red envelope.
Thank you. And I'll take a train to South Taiwan to celebrate Mother's Day with his girlfriend's family. Ooh. And we'll be on Sunday night. I can't see any smiling on his mom's face. Maybe I think his mom will not like the Mother's Day anymore when her sons grow up.
Well, the question is, I don't know, I didn't hear much of a question, but Nancy is a new mom. And
I have a son.
This sounds like the mother is, she's not unimpressed, I guess, by this red envelope. What do you think, Mom? Do you think you're gonna? I don't know why I'm calling you Mom. This is.
It's so weird now that I've had a baby. Some people at the office have started calling me Mom.
Oh, okay, I'll do that
Nancy,
more often
Mom.
too.
I'm like, I'm not your mom.
I'm not your mom.
I'm still the same person, although I have a son. Anyway, so this is I think the question is how would someone feel?
She's just not happy, I guess.
Oh.
And well, he thinks she's not happy, but do you think she's happy on the inside and something else is bothering her?
Oh.
Or what's?
You're a mom. You're mom to two sons, so you're way more qualified to answer this question than I am.
This is the dad.
Oh, you're the dad.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Oh. So he's the dad, and he gave his mom
$2,000 in a red envelope.
Okay.
And he says he's concerned because he can't see any smiling on his mom's face.
Oh.
Maybe I think his mom will not like the Mother's Day anymore when her sons grow up.
I misunderstood the question.
Yeah.
Sorry. No, I think as a mom, I would hope that even when my son grows up and has a girlfriend or a boyfriend, whatever, I would hope that I also still have my own life. and my husband, and we have our own interests and we have our own, pastimes, and then we just want him to be happy, hopefully.
Okay.
Fingers crossed. I know there's going to be so many moms out there that are like, you're so full of it.
Some people say, cause it's too little money, 零能起.
Oh, is that the reason?
2000 NT? Ooh.
No!
Ooh.
You don't even know how long this person has been working.
I don't know.
Oh.
Yo, it's tough, all right? It's tough.
So tough out there, and I don't know. I can't imagine expecting my.
I guess maybe in Lin and Chi's house they do things a little different.
I know my husband's family. They don't give hongbao at all.
Ever? 过年.
Ever.
Really?
Yep. His parents don't give it to him. He doesn't give it to his parents. They prefer.
What about when
things
you
to
guys
be
got
like-
married?
Nope.
Nope.
For the wedding costs and stuff, we split the costs and everything, but they did not give an official hongbao.
So that boy just abandoned his own mom to celebrate the holiday with his girlfriend. Ugh. Hey, it's good to see Good Ali back.
Hi.
But he just threw something in there. It's.
That is such a hard issue. Like when you get married, or if you have a significant other, do you spend the major holiday with that family or that family?
I don't know. How are you spending it?
We were just talking about it earlier. Our families, we do it together. So we were really lucky. His family and our family, like for Mother's Day, we're having a big get-together dinner on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And we just want to do it in one go. Because we don't want to have dinner there and then lunch here. And then it'll turn into like a whole weekend.
Well, I'm guessing you guys, your families get along.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Lucky.
That's the part that the mom was upset, right? Well, Ke Dali, definitely something to consider. So maybe Yu Zhongyin can take a page from that book and maybe apply it that way. Maybe it's not the money. Maybe it's just the time spent in him going out of the girlfriend. Anyway, it looks like our time is up here. Not a lot of questions, guys. And we will be on next Tuesday. Again, next Tuesday and Thursday.
No.
Tomorrow.
Joey's Real Talk.
No Joey's Real Talk tomorrow.
Right.
But if Ron comes in, me and him are going to do a bit of a talk show.
It's going to be all like trash talking and yelling. And
It's gonna be
Ron doing
real
this really loud laugh.
Yeah.
You won't understand what the heck is going on, but it'll be entertaining.
So it's not real talk anymore. It's raw talk.
It's wrong.
All right.
It's fake talk. Okay.
It's not fake talk. All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.